and I came back to the Olympia, and that's the first time I got second to Ronnie Coleman. And that's the first time ever in my career I realized I could actually win the Mr. Olympia competition.
Alright, you guys, Dave X6. We are back at the Dragon's Air new settings with the new IFBB Pro, and just about to do a very first pro show. Peyton Hunton, hi, welcome back on JayTV.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's an honor.
Yeah, we had to do it. I mean, Jay's been asking questions, you know, how you look, and I keep telling him, man, she looks great. And he says, oh, I think we should get her back on the show. I said, well, let's ask her, and here you are. So we're just about 1 week out from your pro debut at the Wasatch Pro,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel?
I feel incredible. I was just telling Flex out there, I was like, man, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Like when peak week gets here, it's like all the hard work is done, and now it's just time to enjoy and just, you can never take this back. This is the biggest show of my life. Every show is always going to be your biggest show, but you can never take back your pro debut. Like, and especially this being my 3-year anniversary show. So my very first show was actually April 20th, 2019, and it was Jay's show. It was the Desert Classic.
That was your first show?
That was my first show.
Wow, you went fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Very fast. So that was my first show, and this is going to be April 16th, 2020. Or 2022, and so this will be a huge marker in my life. Like, I'm so proud. If I just like, I was thinking about it this morning. I was looking back at like 3 years ago where I was at mentally and just emotionally, and just how far I've come just because of this sport. Like, I am forever grateful for competing, and just everybody that's been in my life. Like Jay and Ro are the ones that introduced me to the sport, and I'm forever in debt to them. Like, they've changed my life forever. So this is really
Talk
exciting.
to me how bodybuilding has actually helped your life in you know, because I don't know the details, but you know, just give me some general example of how bodybuilding actually made your life better.
So some people saw on Instagram, people don't really know my story. So I played collegiate softball. I was in sports my whole entire life. I ended up injuring my knee, or injuring myself in the first year of me playing college softball. And I had to give up my scholarship to come back to have knee surgery. So for a while there, I was just kind of floating around aimlessly, didn't really have much of a structure. I was in the gym, but I couldn't like lose the body fat. I was doing all my workouts properly. I just didn't know what was going on, and I just felt this big empty gap in my chest, and I was just like, there's something missing here, and I couldn't figure it out. I ended up getting introduced to Ro through Mika and Sammy, and I met those two girls at the gym. And I was like, wow, you guys look incredible. They're like, oh, you have to meet my trainer. So I was like, all right, perfect. I called him that same night. I signed up with him. Like, one thing about me is if my mind is set, I do it. Like, there's no like hesitation. So I called him that night. Next day I was at the gym. He actually introduced me to Jay that same day. And they're like, you have a great structure. Why don't you think about competing? And I'm like, what do you mean compete? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, bodybuild. And I'm like, I don't know what bodybuilding is. And this was at what was that gym?
City Athletic?
Yes.
Okay.
City Athletic.
Yeah.
And so they started showing me what bodybuilding was, and I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, let's do it. I did pageants my whole life. This is like bodybuilding, muscles and pageants put together, and it gives me that competitive edge. Let's do it. So I got ready for my first competition, which was Jay's, and I stepped on stage, and when I did, it was just like this whole fulfillment, that void that I felt in my heart was filled, and I just had that. Just once you have a taste of what competing is, it's nothing can ever compare to it. Once you get the bug, it's never going to go away. So I'm forever grateful, because now I found what my true passion is and what I was meant to do. And this fulfills me every single day. People are like, oh, do you make money off of it? And I'm like, no, I do this because this makes me happy. I wake up every morning and I'm excited to go to the gym. I'm excited to do my fasted cardio. Nobody's making me do anything. I do this because it's purely out of my passion and my heart.
Don't you feel that when you're prepping also, you, especially if you have, because you're working a lot, you work long hours, you have a regular job, so you have to be organized, you have to be on time, you have to not only eat on time, but train on time and do all that stuff. Don't you feel that regiment of prepping trickles down into the rest of your life also, right?
1,000%. It adds so much structure to the rest of my life.
Yes.
Like I had to switch my schedule of when I go to sleep. I go to sleep at 9 p.m. now, wake up at 5 a.m. to make sure I'm getting my fasted cardio in, doing my stretching, my rolling out, because recovery is so important. My body, your body will just tense up on you. So you have to give yourself enough time to be able to do that. But it also gives me time to allocate to my friends and my family, to do the relationshiping as well, along with business and everything, every aspect. It really gives you a good solid structure.
So it teaches you balance.
Yes.
Right, huh?
A lot of people go very extreme. They go one way or the other, but one thing you have to figure out is how to be able to do everything all together as one and make it unison instead of doing the extreme. I was doing that for a while, and it just, you can't have a happy life like that. Everything has to be a balance.
Yeah. So the Ro, you started, you were with him for a few shows. How many shows have you done with Ro?
With Ro, I was with him for 6 shows.
Okay.
And then I ended up leaving Ro, and I met Justin and Justin Dees, and we did one show last year together, and he got me my pro card at USA's.
We filmed for that.
Yes, we did.
That was great.
That was exciting. It was crazy. We put on so much muscle. I think we put on about 10 pounds of muscle together, and he got me dialed in, and now we're getting ready for my pro debut together, and it's...
I was gonna say, I was filming you. I was like, oh my God, you seem to have so much more detail this year than you did last year, and you look great last year. When we did it before the USA, but I think it's like definitely another level this year. So, what have you done different this year? Is it just he's been making you eat more, or the training's been harder? Or tell me a little bit what you've done last year compared to this year to improve and be a good pro.
So with him, he's honestly shown me not to be scared of food. Food is your best friend. Food is your fuel. You can't grow without food. He's shown me how to properly eat, time scheduling, things like that, and also just, he's like, every workout counts. Every rep, every cardio session. Anytime you slack a little bit, your competitors aren't slacking. So you have to remember that. So this year I went into it, I go, you know what, I'm throwing it all out on the table. I'm switching my mentality, I'm switching my mindset, and no matter what I have to do, I'm going to sacrifice everything I need to get to the top, to where I need to be. And that's if I need to stop relationships, if I need to change my sleep schedule, if I need to push myself. I'm not gonna lie, this morning I was standing there on the Stairmaster bawling my eyes out. I was crying. It was torturous.
Why?
But just a pain, but you gotta push through it, and it just comes down to that heart and that determination of just, it's temporary pain, but the end goal exceeds the current pain. So that's one thing. If you internalize that end goal and you believe, you eat, breathe, and sleep it, there's nothing that can touch you. And that's what I had to switch my mentality over to.
Are you happy with the way you look this year?
I'm beyond. I look at myself and I'm like, that's not me.
Really? That's great.
It still hasn't set in. I still see myself as the girl that was playing softball, that was a little overweight and just kind of had no muscle definition. It's funny, I look back at the pictures of when I first started and I had no shoulders. It just had shoulder bones.
Yeah.
Now I see myself and I'm like, that's not me. It's just so
Isn't
bizarre.
that a great feeling?
It is.
It's such a great feeling.
And I'm just so proud of how far I've come, and everything, and the support that I've had along the way. I could have never done it without everybody that's been by my side and shown me. Everybody's taught me so much. Every day I'm learning something new, which is incredible.
Well, I know Jay's on your side. You're actually a Cutler Nutrition athlete, right?
Yes, sir.
You're sponsored by Jay Cutler, and I know that he's very proud of you and what you've accomplished. And he's not the talkative type, so I don't know if he tells you or not. So I'm going to tell you, but when we do talk about you, he's very impressed with your progress, and He's very happy for you, and I could tell Justin, just by talking to him a little bit in the gym before this, also was really excited for you. He's going to go. It's in Utah,
Yes.
which is where he's from, so it's nice.
I'm really happy to have my coach there, and that makes me so happy to hear that Jay's really proud of me. Like I'm really honored.
Yeah.
Like, that means a lot.
Yeah.
And
he's not easy to impress, you know.
Huh?
He's not easy to impress.
No, and that means a lot. That has a lot of weight to it. So I'm gonna make sure I do a good job.
A lot of pressure, no pressure.
No pressure at all. I got this.
So tell me, the fact that you're already happy with what you have accomplished, you've already won and stuff. But what's the goal going at the Wasatch?
Oh, I'm going out there. And
What makes you happy
what makes me happy?
if you go there?
Oh, just stepping on stage for my pro debut. I am like, this is the biggest show of my life. There's you can never take back the day you step on stage as a pro for the first time. So I am going to give everything and anything I have and just go out there and have a great time, because this was a dream 3 years ago. I never thought I would be a pro. I never thought I would be stepping on the stage as a pro. I just thought, I'm going to do one competition. Now I look back and I'm like, 3 years later, I'm a pro. Like, it's just, I'm so mind blown and just taken away. So that just makes me really excited in itself.
How does your family take this whole bodybuilding thing? What did they think you were crazy when you wanted to start doing bodybuilding and become a pro? I mean, I like to ask, because some families are like really supportive, and some are like, what are you doing this for? Like,
So it's so funny. My dad is always like, my dad's super sports guy. He's like, go for it. That's awesome. My mom's like, what are you doing? You're standing up in a almost like a G-string bikini on stage and flexing. I don't get it. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta kind of think about it like a pageant with muscles. And when she went to my first show, she was like, I get it now. But at first she thought I was just nuts. She thought I lost it. She was like, you're in the gym 4 hours a day, 6 hours a day sometimes. Like, what are you doing in the gym? She had all these questions, always checking up on me. But now that she's been to my shows and she understands, she's like, okay, I get it. Like, yes, you have to do the work. I understand. She's like, just make sure you take care of yourself.
they must be proud of you, huh?
Yeah, they really are. And they're the most amazing parents. Like, they are so supportive. They're coming out and they're going to be out there.
I was going to ask you, are they from Vegas? So are they local?
They're local.
Will they go?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
They're driving out. So they got Friday off. So they're driving out Thursday night, and they'll be out there with me all weekend.
That'll make it special.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm really happy. And they're also bringing my boys, my 2 dogs. You'll probably hear me talk about gym and chat a lot. I have 2 little furry Pomeranians, so they're bringing my cheerleaders with me.
That's awesome. Well, Peyton, you look great. I think you made tremendous progress compared to last year, because I remember when we filmed, and I'm glad we filmed, because I have a point of reference, So I'm excited for you. Jay's excited for you. Justin is definitely excited for you, and I think you'll be representing Vegas very, very well. And we can't wait to see what happens.
Thank you, and I can't wait, and I really appreciate. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. I appreciate everything for you guys.
We're pulling for you. Good luck. Bye, Peyton.